In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Princess Leia Organa in her Boushh disguise for the Black Series 3 3/4 inch line, and she was released under the TIE Fighter banner packaging towards the very end of that particular run of Black Series 3 3/4 inch, just before the debut of the Force Awakens line and into the red and black packaging for Black Series. I did previously review the update of this action figure into the TVC line. Recommend checking that video out. For the most part, this action figure is pretty close to that one. The main upgrade is probably in the for the head and the paint, that is. Went from a painted face into the first photoreal face for the TVC line. But I still think this action figure warrants her own video. But this time I think we're going to emphasize more with the helmet on. So I think the helmet does do a good job concealing her head there. You can't really see the chin or anything protruding at the bottom. I did pick this action figure up from Tungori back in 2016 or 17, I think it was. In fact, I think she was one of the first action figures I picked up from Tungori at the time. Sculpting work here is great. I would say the paint apps are pretty similar to the TVC action figure. But I would say that the TVC figure is a little bit more vibrant in certain spots, especially the orange here on the helmet, maybe in the red areas here, the reddish brown areas. And of course the paint is just a little more crisp. This was during the era of Black Series where a lot of the paint apps were questionable. Thinking of action figures like Commander Doom, Commander Thorn, Leia here, and there were a few others as well where the paint apps were very sloppy and the quality control was all over the place. Hasbro has gone through that throughout the era from time to time again. So we'll show off the head sculpt here real quick. Definitely a major difference here between the two action figures. The face printing tech was definitely a vast improvement. This is still not too bad though. I think her eyes might be a little too slanted, but at least everything's defined. See her hair pulled up in the back there. She has this bandolier here with the ammunition, separately sculpted piece, which I don't think is really removable, and it is wrapped around this cape here. These canisters on her back are removable, as you can see, but it is interesting the detail of some of the wording they put on it. I would assume it's supposed to be in Galactic Basic. It's kind of hard to read. It is a nice attention to detail. I think this one might have it too. Yeah. You have the thermal detonator in hand there. It's a permanently sculpted piece. Wish Hasbro did like the 6-inch action figure, or they just did a separate hand. articulation is pretty good. She has the hinge at the head. Has a pretty good range of motion. You get her lying down and looking up even. And then the hinge at the shoulder, hinged elbow, swivel wrist, a swivel waist. Bandolier might be in a way, so be careful. And then swivel hips, and hinged knees, and hinged ankles. For accessories, pretty light. You have the helmet here. Oops. I suppose you can count these canisters on her back as well. And then she has the skiff staff as well. I think it's pretty much the same one as a lot of the other ones. But just to compare the TBC one, the Black Series one, they are painted different. TBC one's a little bit darker. For the most part, it does fit securely in your hand. The thumb on mine's a little warped out there, so sometimes she can struggle to hold on to it. Kind of prop it on her foot there. And just to kind of see the differences between the two. Oops. Irritating when that happens. But sometimes the helmet can be a little tight to take off. But to kind of see the evolution of the two, see the helmets there too. But I think that's all I can really tell you about the Black Series Boushh Leia here. Between the two, if you only want one for Black Series or TBC here, I would say get the TBC action figure. Base paint tech did vastly improve the paint and just the overall look. Although having both action figures is not a bad idea either. I'm not sure what the price is for the Black Series Leias these days, but I imagine it's not too terrible. I know the TBC one is typically not too bad. But you can have, like the Black Series one, for instance, you could treat her as like the regular Boushh Bounty Hunter, and then the TBC one, you can have with the helmet off, and of course treat it as Boushh Leia. But I'm glad to have both in my collection. They're both great action figures. And then same for the Black Series 1 as well. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for playing more in the future. There's always more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and check out the links in the description if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.